another SH Figuarts review. This is Kamen the Fourze Fire States. Seriously, I don't think I've ever paid this little for a brand new SH Figuarts. I paid 50 Hong Kong dollars from the shop called Jingban at the 188 mall. This is currently selling for 98 or 88 Hong Kong dollars in the main Shumshui Post store, but in Wan Chai 188 mall, it is going for 50 Hong Kong dollars. If you don't know how much that is, divide that by 7.8 to get your US dollars. So let's say 8, about 6 US dollars. If this is in pounds, then maybe 4 pounds, less than that. Correct, that's very cheap for an SH Figuarts. And I did play around with it a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Probably know why people don't want this too much. But the box art is pretty cool. Red, red, black and white with a nice metallic green shine going over, fitting the entire theme of the Fourze SH Figuarts boxes. All of them have a very flat color box with a shiny line going across it because Fourze. Side of the box with the image that extends. The whole front is actually pretty nice. This is a very nicely designed box. Probably thinking about Christmas as well with the red and green. And yeah, this is actually a Japanese import, which means it should cost even more, but it doesn't. And the back there showing you different accessories and the different switches and the different state things that he uses to attack. So pull this out. You got the standard silver backing there, and of course instruction sheets inside. So a quick look at the instruction sheet. If you want to take a closer look at the instructions for the shoot of the figure as well as the box art, please feel free to head over to the Flickr or Facebook link in the video description below. I usually post the photos just a few days after the video. I try to post them as fast as I can. Well, I'll try. Because since this is a older release back in 2011, well, that's actually quite a while ago. Yikes. It has the standard SH Figuarts from back then where the top plastic cover actually comes a bit down the tray. Push the thing up, and of course do be careful here because there are tiny little switches inside this box. So apart from the fists already on Fourze, he has 2 relaxed hands, 2 item holding hands, and 2 relaxed hands, item holding hands, and these ones are sort of kind of spray open hands for him to hold up the gun, like supporting the gun. He has the different switches here in on and off mode. Now, of course, he has the fire state in on and off. He's only got a fire state there. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I got a little bit confused. So you have the switch in off position in the belt already. You have a empty belt slot here. Switch in on mode for the belt, and switch also in on mode for it to plug into the fire gun. And of course you have this thing, I forgot the name of this thing, in on and off mode as well, to plug into one of these slots. And of course you have the standard slots there, all in off mode. That's the usual Fourze belt. You have the gun in connected mode and the gun in separated mode. So you use the second half of the gun here, plug one of these tubes in and plug it into the front, and you so Fourze can have it separate. I forgot which one's the fire version and which one's the water version. I think he pulls it apart, turns it into water, plugs it together, turns it into fire, I think. Yeah, I can't remember. And you have the fries, the fast food droid in normal mode, and one with the switch plugged in and it's been activated. Take a closer look at the food droid here. It's actually pretty detailed. It has a tiny put in bin after you're done logo print on the front. Very, very detailed. The paint job and the little screw holes are all molded in, and the bottom also has some vents molded in as well. So that's very nice detail. As well as in the open mode, this is actually, whether you like the design of it or not, I don't care too much about this. I'll probably never use it again after this review. It'll just stay in the box. But the details here are painted very, very well. You can see tiny little metallic and blue paint used in there, as well as the logo still printed on the back. So that's pretty cool that they've done that. Now there's no articulation on this auto. It is a solid piece all glued together. And on the back here you can see the switch has been plugged in. Again, very, very detailed for such a small piece. It's pretty good. Too bad, kind of sucks. We're going to take a close look at the gun here. This is also done very nicely. Now the design here is okay for me. It looks like a standard gun. You don't necessarily, or Fourze and whatnot. And it's connected together with a plug right there. So you can remove this, use the swappable piece and plug in the long or short tube. And yeah, this one is nice as well. Now this inside tube is transparent to fit with the front piece, which is also transparent, mostly transparent red plastic. It's very nice. It makes me kind of want to have some strawberry jelly. And yep, let's see, the switch plugs in. Oh, the switch plugs in the bottom there, I think, to activate its mode. Yep, this whole thing is molded and painted very, very nicely. This is really well done. Okay, we can go through the articulation here. His top body is actually a little bit bulky, but that's okay. I think it will work. Head is on the double neck joint, so double ball point. So, wow, that fell off pretty quickly. That's kind of lame. But yeah, he's moved his head quite a lot. The compound iron and transparent plastic on the face is pretty nice. The antenna / horns are made out of hard plastic, so they will snap if you put too much weight on it. These little things are softer plastic, so that's better. It does have full rotation here, because he has to look up to do that, because he's got these big shoulder pads, which are painted quite nicely. Made out of soft rubbery plastic, and they're attached on little ball pegs, and this one's just popped off. These lower shoulder pads are permanently fixed to this position, so double shoulder joints there, arm goes up, and this thing's popped off. Full rotation on the upper arm. Full rotation on the lower arm, because you can also detach this to put some of the accessories on from other packs and whatnot. Double elbow joint, quite good. Fist is on a little ball, that's on a little swiveling joint. And oh, there goes one of the switches falling off. I can beginning to see why nobody wants this figure. At some point I would just say, I give up, I'm just going to glue this down. This lever switch also bumps into the fire state switch as well, which is not good. Yeah, double torso joint, but the upper joint doesn't really want to move. Now it can, kinda, little bit, but it's pretty much stuck there, so forget about it. For the most part, you're not going to move it. So look down, sideways. Legs are much better, they're very loose, they come down almost full rotation here. Can it? Yes, again. Full rotation. Up. Ooh, up. Squeaky noise. Double knee joint. Because these segments can all be popped off from the joints. Leg goes down, leg goes up. Full 90-degree toes there. And of course, space boots underneath. Some, yeah, space boot logos underneath. So I think this figure's being released in 2011, and sort of like not the golden age, but definitely the golden age for accessory count. As Figuarts then were always released with a lot of goodies, and most of the time the boxes feel jam-packed, full of stuff that you will want, special effects parts for show riders, if they don't have accessory counts like the more modern riders. And that was pretty good. These days, Figuarts seem to have less accessories packed in them, and only the bare essential stuff. Especially like Drive, for example, where the tires are only first order bonuses. If the figure gets re-released, reissued again, you're not going to get those tires, which feels kind of annoying. As well as other figures, like the most recent Ant-Man that I reviewed, that only came with 2 extra hands and a tiny little Ant-Man. There. So in terms of accessory count, this figure's done really well. He has all the hands you would need with this figure. He has he's been packed with one special part. It's one of his attack parts for his legs. Other Kamen Fourze Figuarts also came with extra things like that, and they all came with one foot droid. So if you're picking up different Figuart Fourze stuff, you will eventually have a pretty good arsenal of his accessories seen in the show, and you don't need to, while there are Figuarts sort of attack states and switch packs, you don't necessarily need them because you already get a lot of these attack parts in the actual figures as well. Those packs weren't expensive, and to be fair, there was no other way to release a lot of them because there were a lot of different switches in the show. So, but Bandai didn't hide all of the states, all of the switches away from the figures. If you just got the figures, you still got some of the stuff. And so the accessory count here is definitely good. The idea behind swapping little switches in the belt is also good for being screen accurate, which is something very important in this Figuart line. So even switching on, switching off, they want to make that as accurate as possible. However, the flaw comes to this figure in that it feels very finicky, very loose. First of all, the switches like to pop out of the belt if you're not careful enough. That's because the switches just slide into the base. There's no bumps or pops or anything in the plastic to make the switches click in. They really should have done some kind of a little bump somehow, sort of like how Lego minifigure hands have a little bump in them when they plug into the arm to ensure that they don't fall out or slide out, which should have been doable with the size of plastic because Lego hands are pretty much the same size. And you got the shoulder pads popping off, and you also have the actual henshin switch, the trigger on the belt, that also does not plug, that doesn't have a bump. It can also slide out and fall off, so that's a little bit annoying. The special state that they give you here, the little arm thing, the little spike leg thing, I forget the name of it, is a little bit sharp, not as sharp as say something like Kamen Rider Bravo with his Jurian arms, but it is a little bit of a pain plugging him into the leg because I recommend using a towel to hold the piece when plugging into the leg and plugging the foot in, so you won't hurt as much because it does sting a little bit. The fire weapon, while the long tube is made out of a soft rubbery plastic, it's not soft enough, making posing a little bit of a hassle when you're using the gun in an extended mode. Aside from the few poses that you see on the back of the box, it's really hard to pose in many other poses, so that's definitely annoying. Phew. So yeah, and of course the head pops off really easily. The top body is a little bit too tight, which is a shame because you can see why this figure is so cheap now. There's a lot of little finicky bits that stop it from being a good SH Figuarts. Those bits are frustrating because they're such easy fixes. I didn't have the belt. I had a little bit of the belt problem, the switches falling out on the base states, but the Cosmic seemed to fare a lot better. Of course, Cosmic came out later, so they would have fixed all the issues with the earlier releases. So Fourze didn't do too well in Hong Kong, and with the figure kind of being a little bit finicky, I can see why it's so cheap. And to be honest, me personally, if this was, I didn't pick him up for $90 or $80. I still was like, maybe no. So $50 is definitely the price for me, which is a shame because I can see this figure trying to be good. I can see the people behind it trying to make it good, but there's just too many problems with it. It doesn't feel like it's a bad release, it just feels like it's an unfortunate release. So if you see this online for dirt cheap and you like Fourze or you like the design of this this states, and to be honest, this design here isn't too bad, it actually looks decent enough, dare consider picking it up. But if you're gonna go for full price, original retail price, then definitely give it a skip. If you found this video enjoyable or useful, please consider clicking the like button, subscribe button, or leaving a comment below on how you feel about this SH Figuarts. Do you have one at home? Do you have the same problems? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, you can check out my other SH Figuarts review on Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, DZ, Marvel, etc, 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 with adblock off, hopefully. You can also support me on Patreon, so I can do more videos for you guys more often. But of course, you don't have to do any of that. As always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.